Hello and welcome back into Tech Softball Park for Game 2 of this two-game Friday doubleheader between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Virginia Tech Hokies. Notre Dame won Game 1 of this doubleheader 2-1 thanks to a spectacular pitching performance from Alexis Holloway. We are back with you here for 3304 Sports. I am Shelton. My partner is Chris Longino, and we are just about set to get ready in this one. Ivy Roseberry sends the first pitch off for Virginia Tech. It is a called strike as we are underway here at 4:50 p.m. on a chilly Friday afternoon in Blacksburg.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cold afternoon here. We see Abby Sweet is starting to the bat for the Irish here, and let's see how she does this game.
A one from Rosenberry to Sweet. It's taken high and away. Starting lineup for Notre Dame, really not too many changes. Abby Sweet still in center. It's going to be Clark in right field, Marino at second, Gaskins the designated player, Hanks in left field, Gintz at first, Tidd the pitcher, as we mentioned, Purcell at short, and Cassie Grimm at third base, and her sister Shelby Grimm starting at catcher. Here's the 1-1 from Roseberry. It's tapped short and foul up fair ball, up the first baseline. Unable to field was Mackenzie Lauder, who tripped as she was going to field the ball. And it's going to be an infield single to start the game for Abby Sweet.
You know, it seems that the Notre Dame is keeping a similar lineup, keeping the same type of rotation, trying to keep that same rhythm through the first game through to now, and we'll see how it goes for this game.
So Emma Clark, who got the start in right field in the first game, will do the same in this second one. She is up to bat with a runner at first as we are just underway here. Again, if you're just tuning in, Game 1 of this series was very much a pitcher's duel as Alexis Holloway held Virginia Tech to just 3 hits on the afternoon and only 1 run. Very surprising for a team that hits as well as the Hokies do, and a running strike, swing and a miss on the first pitch for Emma Clark.
That was a good pitch by Ivy Rosenberry. You know, it was just right down the middle and, missed that pitch, missed that strike, and,
So Ivy Rosenberry, the freshman right-hander, 5'8", out of Winchester, Virginia, and James Wood High School. Next pitch is going to be lofted to third base, and a diving attempt by the shortstop. That was Cameron Fagan with a spectacular play, diving to her right to make that grab over at short, and she robs Clark of a hit, and it's 1 out, 1 on here in the top of the first.
Cameron Fagan getting that pitch, getting that catch, shows the difference between the first game and the second game, because that's what was killing the Hokies the first game.
2 errors for Tech in that first game, and Notre Dame with 2 unearned runs. Kelly Richard taking a tough luck loss. She pitched 111 times, 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. First pitch was a ball to the 3-hole hitter, Katie Marino. Next one, as the runner is going, and taking second base on the pitch was Clark. It was a sharp grounder to the first baseman. That is Meredith Slaw over there manning the first base bag. She got the ground ball in 2 hops, stepped on the bag for the out. So second out, and with that, Sweet will head over to second base.
Getting from first to second base there by Abby Sweet. That was a real good move from her, and, rushing to that second base.
So runner in scoring position for the Irish. Next pitch is low. Going to third is the runner, Sweet, and she is tagged out well in time. Maybe a bit too aggressive there. She wanted the stolen base, and she did not come up with it. So Notre Dame runs into an out on the base pass in the first inning, and Ivan Roseberry gets out of it with no damage. We go to the bottom of the first. Tech looking to get some offense going here in this game. Back in just a moment here on 3304 Sports. We start the bottom of the first inning as the Virginia Tech bats look to make some noise, something that they did not do in this first game. Kelsey Brown lead things off for the Hokies, getting the start in left, coming in with a .407 average on the season. In the first game, Brown was held to a 1-for-4 day, though she did have 1 RBI. That was in the 7th inning at the very end of the game. So it's Brown, Fagan, and Kana Davis going 1-2-3, the Hokies, in this bottom of the first.
Well, Kelsey Brown has done very well this, she has 14 RBIs this season. She's doing very well.
First pitch, a running swing and a miss for Brown as she tried to get something going right off the bat.
Yeah. In 2020, she played over 25 games in 2020. She played 25 and starting 24 in the outfield. She's third in team batting average in 378.
Here's the 0-1, another swing and miss, I think. No, she did held up there. So that pitch was a ball, and she was able to keep her wrist back. Notre Dame infield, by the way, playing very close to home plate. The third baseman, Cassidy Grimm, is almost a third of the way down the line. Other infielders also playing close. So she's got the middle of the field to work with. Here's the 1-1, and she will tap it. Snagged out of the air by the shortstop Purcell. A wonderful defensive play. She tried to loft it over her outstretched arm, but Purcell hauled it in, and it's the first out of the inning.
Kelsey Purcell, for her ability to catch that out of nowhere, was what Virginia Tech's outfield was lacking. For them to come inwards, and they're doing a new strategy here, trying to stop the Hokie offense.
So up comes Cameron Fagan to the plate, the shortstop. 1 for 4 in the first game. First pitch, a called strike. Again, Kelsey Brown and Cameron Fagan combined for 2 of the Hokies' 3 hits. The only other player who had hit was Mackenzie Lauderdale. She was batting up in the 7 spot. So again, you look at the middle of the order for Tech, just it produced nothing offensively, and that was a extreme rarity. You certainly have to credit Alexis Holloway for the pitching performance she put on against one of the top, maybe the top batting team in the ACC. Next pitch misses off the plate, and it's an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fagan wearing that rather unusual number 97. Home plate umpire for today's game, it's Jim Cooper. Manning first, John Hibish, and over at third base, Bubba Ewald. The 1-1, again off the plate. Hokies going with their all-white uniforms today with the orange numerals and white helmets. For Notre Dame, debuting those navy blue uniforms with the gold numerals and lettering.
Yeah, those white uniforms look clean, though. They look very nice with that orange maroon in between them.
The 2-1 from Peyton Tidd. It's swung on and tapped foul out of play.
Another souvenir for the fans.
So looking at Peyton Tidd's numbers on the season. Tidd out of San Marcos, California. Again, one of 8 Californians on this Notre Dame roster. 5'9", the right-handed junior. Pitching to the tune of a 2.21 ERA this season. 11-5 overall. Here's the 1-2. It's going to be smacked up the middle. A diving stop by the second baseman, Marino, and she throws to first, but it is not in time as the ball was hit just a bit too hard. A diving effort. Credit the effort there from Marino, but she was not able to make the play in time. The first hit of the day, another infield hit for the Hokies.
It was an extraordinary play to get to first base. She outran the ball, and she got there, and now she's safe.
So Fagan reaches, and that will bring up Kana Davis. Again, getting the start as the designated player. She really does not play in the field much this season due to the recovery from her injury. First pitch high, taken for ball 1.
We've seen that other players have replaced her when she hits, and just, when she gets to first base, they'll rotate somebody in there because of that knee injury.
Yeah, I believe it was an ACL tear, if I'm not mistaken. So still trying to work her way back. And again, as you said, if she gets on base, not really going to run around too much, but certainly a big threat at the plate. And she will loft one into shallow right field. Coming in is the right fielder to make the catch. That was Emma Clark. And she has it for the second out of the inning as Dana Davis is set down in short order.
Despite her torn ACL and injury as she's recovering, she's still been hitting well this season and been hitting well today. She was able to hit it out there, but unfortunately Notre Dame got the out for her. We see Meredith Slaw now hitting.
Slaw, the left-handed hitter. First pitch will tap it to the netting foul.
Thank God we have netting there because that would come straight back to the fans.
Slaw really struggling this season, only hitting 182.
Yeah. I mean, she does have 9 RBIs and 1 home run, but not a very good batting percentage of 182. Something she needs to improve on.
Next pitch is down and in. That's ball 1. Trying to get the numbers on Slaw here. So on the season, she's started 7 games at first base. Again, really seldom used player, and she'll tap one right up to the pitcher, Tid, who makes the underhand flip to first base in time for out number 3. So the Hokies get one hit, but otherwise not too much doing here in the bottom of the first inning. No score as we go to the second here on 3304 Sports. Shelton Moss alongside Chris Longino back in just a moment here from Blacksburg. The leadoff hitter for the Fighting Irish in the top of the second inning is Karina Gaskins, the designated player, 325 batting average on the year. In game number 1, Gaskins was 0 for 3. Much like the Hokies, really not much doing for that middle of the Fighting Irish order in that first game. But again, just a pitcher's duel.
Yeah.
First pitch a called strike, by the way.
Yeah. What I've noticed is that both games have been kind of slow. There've been a few hits here and there, but it just has been really relatively slow game. Not very high hitting, very high scoring game so far.
Certainly have to credit the pitching for that. Here's the 0-1 from Ivy Rosenberry. She kicks in, delivers. This one sails low.
Yeah. Like Alexis Holloway last game was just incredible, and she did well.
And with the loss, Kelly Richard saw her record fall to 20-5. It feels like all of her 5 losses have been bad luck, really. Either errors or poor offense. Next pitch misses off the plate. Lauder was not able to corral it anyway. So again, Mackenzie Lauder getting the start behind the dish, working with Ivy Rosenberry. Next pitch just off the plate, now 3-1. Lauder making her 27th start at the catcher position. Here's a 3-1 to Gaskins, and it's swung on, tapped, a 3-hopper off the glove of the second baseman that was overrated playing over there. She had to sort of angle to her right. She was not able to corral that ball. Trickles into center field, and it's going to be a base knock. It should be a base knock for Karina Gaskins as she'll reach as the leadoff hitter for Notre Dame as we start the top of the second.
See, Morgan O'Radis missing that catch there is what hurt the Virginia Tech Hokies last game, and if they were able to consolidate that, they would have won last game. But just because of missing those outside catches, have been getting Notre Dame their runs and keeping them outside of the game, and it's translating from last game to this game.
Well, certainly we saw in the first game those defensive miscues, really only 2 of them that came back to haunt the Hokies. Can they avoid a similar fate in this inning? Leah Hanks is the hitter, 284 on the year. First pitch, a running bunt, and it's going to be foul. Actually, I think it hit her bat, so it's going to be a strike call. That would have been a close play had the ball been ruled fair, but as it was, it just clicked off the end of her bat as she got it down, so she'll have to go back to the batter's box.
Yeah. Would have been a good bunt there and would have gotten the third and first, but unfortunately it was a strike.
Hanks out of Leesburg, Florida, Eustis High School, and she is going to ground one hard past the shortstop. That was Fagan, and into left field for another base knock. So Notre Dame making some noise here in this inning with runners at first and second on 2 consecutive singles.
See, Leah Hanks, that was an incredible hit there out to left field. But remember, it's those defensive cues right there, those miss in the outfield on both sides that are really killing the Hokies right now. It's going to cost them hits, runs, and it's going to cost them a game if they consistently do this. If they can't fix it up in this game, then they'll have the same results from the first.
Well, up to the batter's box is Sarah Gaines, the first baseman. She will bunt it, so Notre Dame looking to play a little bit of small ball here in the second inning, trying to advance the runners over, but it did go foul. Here's the 0-1 from Rosenberry, and it is swung on and tapped softly into right field. Making the catch right there coming in is Jamie Bailey. Really only had to go a few paces forward to make that grab, and she gets the first out of the inning, a much-needed out for the Hokies. Now 1 down, first and second, and it'll bring up Peyton Tidd, the pitcher.
See, Jamie Bailey getting that out on the outfield was good because it really shifted on the way things can do for this inning. Because if they would have gone to third, then it would have 3 on base, and then who knows what the Fighting Irish would have done next.
First pitch to Peyton Tidd. She's going ground one, a high hop. The flip from Overatus over to Slaw in time for out number 2. Both runners will advance, but the Hokies do what they need to do. They prevent a run from scoring and recording the out. So it'll be over to third base. It's Gaskins, and advancing to second is Hanks on the play. Mark it down to 4-3 in your scorecards. 2 outs now, top of the second. No score here between Notre Dame and Tech. Another chopper foul right in front of the plate. Kind of a fast-moving game so far. We've seen lots of swings early in the count.
Just lots of swing back and forth, and Notre Dame can get a run here. It'd be good for them, but Virginia Tech with Ivy Rosenberry got to get a strike here.
Here's the 0-1 from Rosenberry. It is tapped softly over towards the netting, unable to make the play. Was a catcher. Lauder certainly can't fault the effort as she kind of crashed into those boards right adjacent to the Hokie dugout.
It was good effort there. Good effort there from the catcher for Virginia Tech, from Mackenzie Lauder. Took one for the team there.
So 0-2 is the count. Rosenberry delivers, and a soft tapper right in front of the plate. That is a fair ball. They go home for the tag, and not in time. Sneaking past the tag was Gaskins from third, as Lauder really dove for the ball. She had it roll under her chest, was not able to get the play at first, so they decided for the tag play at home, and they were not able to get it in time. So Notre Dame scores a run on a very freaky developing play, just a bouncer in front of the plate. And the Fighting Irish find themselves up 1-0 here on the infield single from Chelsea Purcell.
Well, we can see down there that Mackenzie Lauder is communicating to her teammates of what not to do and what to do, and that they could have gone out there. They missed 2 chances getting out there, and that cost them, and now it's 1-0 in the second inning so far. So we see from Virginia Tech and change it up.
The first pitch to Cassidy Grimm. It is a strike called. So runners at the corners now for Notre Dame with 2 out, and with that, we're going to have a meeting at the circle for head coach Pete DeMore in his 3rd season with the Virginia Tech softball program. He appears to be giving Ivy Rosenberry just a little bit of a pep talk here. Again, Rosenberry, a freshman, she certainly has potential, but you just know she really lacks that experience that a player like Kelly Richard has.
Well, she's only a freshman at the end of the day, and I mean, so far in her career, she's 6-3, but her ERA is not the best at 3.07.
Yeah, came into the day at 4.04, 283 batting average against.
Yeah.
So, okay, but not great numbers. Here's the 0-1. It's going to be tapped down the first base side and fielded in foul territory by Slaw.
I mean, Ivy Rosenberry is only a freshman. She's from Winchester, Virginia, and, she's a 4-year letterman. She came from James Wood High School, and she transferred and went to Maddie Madden at Millbrook High School, so she's been around a little bit.
The 1-2 pitch is high and away, and taking second after a delayed steal was the runner at first. That was Purcell. So she's kind of just straddling in no man's land over there, just trotted over to second very briskly. 1-2 from Rosenberry is swung on and tapped foul back towards the backstop.
Missed opportunity there for the Fighting Irish. Cassidy Grimm could have gotten a good hit there. Well,
the wind is blowing fairly softly towards left field.
It's quite chilly today.
Unseasonably so for a day on April 23rd. Next pitch misses high. Now it's a 2-2 count with 2 outs, runners at second and third. Yeah. Rosenberry already up to 25 pitches now.
Yeah.
Irish making her work in the early going. Here's the 2-2, and it is going to be swung on and lofted down the right field side. It's in foul territory. We'll do it again.
That was a good hit by Cassidy Grimm there, but just right out from being infield. That was on the right outside, and yeah.
We'll do it again. Here's the 2-2 from Rosenberry. It's lofted into left field and past the reach of the left fielder, Brown. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, a 2 RBI double for the 9-hole hitter, Cassidy Grimm, and she gets Notre Dame out to a 3-0 lead as both runners, Purcell and Hanks, come around to score.
You know, it's already been a struggling day for Ivan Rosenberry as Notre Dame has gone after her. She's only a freshman at the end of the day, and it's just, again, those key missed opportunities on the defensive end, even though it was hard to catch that. But if it was just, that's the difference between 3-0 and 1-0. She just caught that barely. It would have been 2 outs and would have switched, and the Hokies would have had their chance to bat and even it up or take a lead.
Well, for Grimm, who went 0 for 2 with 2 walks in the first game, manages to make a contribution on the score sheet. And now Rosenberry has to collect herself and regather. Next pitch is sailed foul over towards the netting, right field way. So for Cassidy Grimm, that'll be actually her second and third RBIs of the season and her first hit. So I guess her comes up with her first base knock, making her 5th start of the year. Really impressive for a girl who's barely played at all this season. Comes up with a clutch 2-run double in the top of the second. And this is a fly ball sent into shallow right field. Coming in to her left to make the catch is Bailey. And finally the side is retired, but not before the Notre Dame Fighting Irish strike for 2 more runs, thanks to an RBI double from Cassidy Grimm. 3-0, the Irish lead going into the bottom of the second. Hokies need to get the bats going quickly on 3304 Sports. We begin the bottom of the second inning. Hokies in a little bit of trouble, down 3-0 to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, visiting from South Bend, Indiana. They took the first game of the series 2-1, and now they lead the second game 3-0. Leading off for Virginia Tech as we start the home half of the second, it's Morgan Overaitis getting the start at second base. She had a ball go off her glove back in the top half of the frame that led indirectly to a couple runs scoring. Unable to make the out. First pitch misses off the plate. Ball 1. Painted on the mound for Notre Dame. Going to get her numbers in a second now. 14 pitches, 8 strikes. That's hit on the season. 2.21 ERA coming in. As the fly ball is lofted into deep center field, backing up near the warning track is Abby Sweet. She makes a grab for the first out of the inning.
You know, that was a good hit there, and it went far, but wasn't good enough. It was just a big, it wasn't like a straight shot. It was a moon shot, and just was taken out, and that's why Virginia Tech's 1 out already.
So make it 4 out of the first 5 batters retired for Tid, who won the year 11-5 record, making her 18th start of the season. 98 innings pitched, holding opposing batters to a 2.14 average. First pitch to Mackenzie Lauder is ball 1. 66 strikeouts on the year compared to 27 walks for Tid. And she has been susceptible to the home run ball a little bit. 14 homers allowed in almost 100 innings. The 1-0, it's high. Lauder again getting the start behind the dish for Coach Pete DeMoore. Always tough for a catcher having to play 2 games in 1 day. Don't see that too much in baseball. Next pitch is a strike on the outer half. Hokies did a good job in the first game of being patient. They drew 5 walks. Problem was they just could not really get any base hits to keep the line moving. The 2-1 on a check swing. She did go around. Slaughter not able to hold up those wrists, and it's 2-2. Mackenzie Lauder out of South Boston, Virginia, Halifax County High School. The junior standing at 5'5", sees the 2-2. It's well in, tailing inside the off speed, and now a full count. Came in batting exactly 300 on the year. 21 games started now for Lauder. Slugging .500, 2 homers, 4 driven in. Here's the payoff pitch, and it's tapped foul, third base way. Well, we mentioned in the first broadcast, Tech had a home run barrage. They beat Georgia Tech 12-0 on Sunday, hit 5 home runs. That was the second most in a single game this season, but for whatever reason, they just could not figure out Alexis Holloway in that first game, and a very rare shutout for this Tech offense.
Yeah. Just some of their better players were just not doing well, like Jane Bailey.
3-2 pitch is taken high and away for ball 4, so Lauder draws the base on balls.
That's their strategy in the first two, the second and third inning of the last game, and it was a good strategy getting 4 balls. But being down 3-0, they need to hit pretty far, hit some dingers out there.
So with that, the first free pass issued by Peyton Tidd. Now pitching to Kelsey Bennett.
Let's see if Kelsey Bennett can hit it. I mean, for the season so far, she has 28 RBIs and 10 home runs. She has a pretty good average of 2.87, and let's see if she can do it for the Hokies. They've been struggling to hit all day between both with both pitchers from Peyton Tidd.
Here's the 1-0. It's fouled off the screen. Again, this Notre Dame team, very solid program. They have made 24 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. Of course, not counting last year, which obviously was canceled. 30-plus win season since the program was started in 1989. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss on a pitch tailing down and away as Kelsey Bennett goes down swinging.
Well, actually, the Notre Dame program is very iconic because since 1994, they've had 28 All-American selections since that, and the fact that they're one of the more prestigious programs within softball in college, within the universities, it just shows you how good of a program and consistently they've been.
Jamie Bailey, the hitter, first pitch off the plate, ball 1.
We can even see that even though Notre Dame isn't as good as they used to be, they're still a good team as they're 23-12 right now.
Yeah, very solid program. You might compare it almost to the football team. They've had lots of postseason success, but they just haven't been able to get to that top of the softball team anyways with that national championship.
Yeah.
Just still searching for that first one.
Yeah.
Next pitch misses off the plate.
Notre Dame's football team's consistent as exactly as the softball team for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and the football team, of course, had lots of success back in the 80s. They did win a few national championships, but it's been quite a while. And I think in the same way, you're still trying to see this softball program searching for that ring.
Yeah.
Jamie Bailey will loft one into center field, and it's past the shortstop, Purcell. Staying home at second base will be the runner, Lauder. And Hokies have something going here. 2 outs, bottom of the second, runners at first and second.
They can do something here. They can get 2 runs and make it a 1-score game, making this a very entertaining game. We'll see how it goes between the Fighting Irish and the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Certainly we know that Tech is now never out of a game, given the way that they can score offensively. So here's Darby Troll, wearing number 4, the junior lefty out of Fort Mill, South Carolina, Nation Ford High School. And the first offering from Tidd to Troll is just off the plate.
Well, we see Virginia Tech's offense from various people have been very good.
So it's Lauder, the runner at second, Bailey at first with 2 out here, bottom second. Here's the pitch. It's going to be skied into shallow left field, making the easy grab for out number 3 is Hanks. And that is how the Hokies will go down in the bottom of the second. No score again. Hokies leave 2 runners on. They still are searching for that first big inning of this series. Notre Dame with a 3-0 lead back in a moment here from 33-04 Sports. 3-0, the Fighting Irish lead Virginia Tech here at Tech Softball Park as we begin inning number 3. So far, Notre Dame with 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Hokies, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. Tech really has had a few defensive miscues today. First pitch, a swinging foul for Emma Clark, batting in the 2 spot. Notre Dame already back to the top of their order.
Yeah. Well, we can see that Abby Sweet is batting now, and it's Virginia Tech's inconsistencies for defensive errors and different stuff like that is that keeping them from behind.
Here's the 0-1. It's tapped softly, third base side, and will trickle foul.
2 strikes there ready for Notre Dame.
So Emma Clark was 1 for 1 with a run scored in that first game, also had a walk.
Pretty good game. Pretty good batting for the first game.
Yeah.
See if she can keep it up.
414 average on the season. Really such a powerful Notre Dame lineup from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Next one will sail wide.
Well, in 2019, she was an all ACC academic team, and she was all second team for the ACC, and that she was an all freshman team as a freshman, and now she's a junior, and see if she can keep it up.
Clark out of Huntington Beach, California, Mater Dei High School. Swing and a miss there, and that'll set her down on strikes. So for Ivy Rosenberry, she gets her first strikeout of the afternoon, and the first batter of the inning is retired. So in comes Katie Marino. She's done a good bit of damage today. First pitch strike to Marino, the 5-year starter, preseason All-ACC, and a team captain. Arguably the most experienced and veteran player on this Notre Dame roster. She is the 7th Division I athlete in her immediate family, so comes from a lineage of talented athletes. Next one misses away.
I bet the competition in that family is very competitive.
I think that's usually the way it goes with families that have lots of athletes. She had 3 uncles that played football for Penn State.
Wow. That's incredible.
Very talented bunch. Swing and a miss there. Taking a big cut was Marino, but she came up empty on a pitch that was really tailing down in the dirt. 1-2.
That's a prestigious football program.
Indeed it is. Unfortunately, Tech couldn't play them in football this year due to COVID. Swung on, a ground ball right up the middle and through as Overitis was running to her left, not able to catch up with that one. Just hit too hard into center field. Another single for Katie Marino. That brings up Karina Gaskins, who had to hit a single back in the second inning. Really kind of got that rally going for Notre Dame, where they scored 2 runs.
You know that we have Katrina Gaskins now batting for the Fighting Irish. See if she can get some spark up here as they have Katie Marino at first base.
The first offering from Rosenberry is high and off the plate.
That would have been an incredible game here at Virginia Tech versus Penn State. Fortunately, they weren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah, it was kind of an awkward season for both teams because they kind of dealt with injuries, some COVID opt-outs, and ended up not being as good as people thought. Here's a high chopper, fielded by Bennett over third. She throws the first in time and makes the play. Kelsey Bennett flashing the leather. She has done that all series long. Now for the second out as the runner Marino advances to second base. That'll bring up Leah Hanks, 291 hitter, the lefty, really one of only 2 lefties, the other being Emma Clark in this Notre Dame lineup. She had a single in the second inning. Tech infield playing in, especially at the corners. First baseman Slaw, second baseman Bennett creeping in, probably about a third of the way down the line by the time the pitch, which was a ball, was across the plate. Middle infielders shaded a little bit back, but still playing a bit close. Here's the 1-0, and it's lined through the wickets of Kelsey Bennett. Tough luck there. She wasn't able to corral it. It's into left field, and it's a base knock and an RBI single for the 4-hole hitter Leah Hanks, and Notre Dame expands upon their lead 4-0. They have scored now in 2 of the 3 innings thus far.
It's those key fundamentals that Virginia Tech is missing right now. It's this, when you were Little League baseball, it's like when you get on the ground and catch the ball, and they're missing that, and that went right through the legs in the left field, and what that causes is a first base and then another run for the Fighting Irish, and they're just continuously prospering off of that, and it's just the defensive cues that Virginia Tech is missing.
Well, that went right through the legs of Bennett as Sir again steps up to the plate. First pitch, a strike. I don't know if you ever played soccer, Chris, but they call that a nutmeg in soccer when it goes right through your legs. That was just a tough play. I mean, it was a hard-hit ball, but just weren't able to get that.
Unfortunately, I've been nutmegged too many times, so I do know it well.
All right. We'll try to remove past that trauma. Here's the 0-1, tapped off the glove of the pitcher Rosenberry, fielded by the shortstop, but not able to make the plays. Fagan had a tough route there. She had to angle towards her right. Ball was just deflected off the glove of the pitcher Rosenberry.
Rosenberry missing that just makes another key defensive error, and it just seems that Virginia Tech is getting in their own way, as it's just those key plays that are just getting against Virginia Tech, and they just keep missing it, and it's going to continue as it's 4-0 now and starting to become a rout.
Certainly can't fault the effort there from Rosenberry. Kind of instinct to go grab up that ball, but just deflected off her glove. Another bad break. This one gets off the glove of the catcher Lauder. It should be a pass ball. Tech fans were saying that they thought it was tipped and they wanted a foul. And it looks like the home plate umpire, Jim Cooper, is going to come out to have a little discussion with fellow umpires John Hibbish and Bubba Ewald. So the question is whether or not that ball was fouled off. It certainly appeared that way. I don't think Lauder would have been able to miss that ball. It seemed pretty easy to catch. They will call it a foul ball. So the runners will have to
that was a close decision there. It seems like that the fans are really dictating the umpires' decisions. We've seen that the fans say something and then the umpires agree with them.
Yeah, so the runners are going to have to go back to first and second. That's Hanks and Gentz, respectively. Peyton Tidd is the batter. She has a prime opportunity to help out her own cause. And that was what Alexis Holloway did in the first game. She was pretty productive at the plate. Helped Notre Dame score a run, which ended up being pretty decisive. Next offering, it just misses in.
Just key missed opportunities. You can see that Virginia Tech is starting to push back with their infielders. Instead of pitching in, they're pitching a little bit outwards.
Here's a 1-1 from Rosenberry. It's taken for a called strike. Finds the inner half. Now 7 hits on the day for Notre Dame. Not something we are accustomed to seeing if you're a Tech fan. Now, granted, Rosenberry, the freshman pitching, a little bit different than having Keely Rochard on the mound. But still a very good pitching staff overall for the Hokies. Here's the 1-2 with 2 outs. It is swing and tapped foul as Ted would just manage to stay alive in the at-bat.
I'm just wondering if that injury really got to her.
Certainly possible.
Keely Rochard could be hurt from that, so we don't know if she'll be able to for tomorrow's game. Hopefully she is.
There's a 1-2, and it's low. Well, finally, we're getting a little bit of sun here. The weather has warmed up just, if not by a few degrees, but the sun is out for the time being. Some shadows over here at Tech Softball Park.
Yeah.
Quite a few clouds in the sky. Here's a 2-2. Swung on a miss on the foul tip, and Lauder was able to secure it for out number 3. So the Hokies give up another run, but Rosenberry is able to limit the damage to just that single run. 4-0, the Irish lead. Tech looking to get back in this one when we come back here on 3304 Sports. Notre Dame 4, Virginia Tech nothing. We welcome you back to Tech Softball Park as Blinding Lights plays over the speakers here. Virginia Tech looking to get some offense going. They trailed Notre Dame 4-0. We start the home half of the third inning. Once again, I'm Shelton Moss. My partner is Chris Longino with you here for 3304 Sports, presentation of ACC softball. Well, Virginia Tech lost the first game, if you're just tuning in, of this 2-game doubleheader 2-1. And they trail now 4-0. Really just no offense throughout the entire day. We'll see if that changes right now. Be a good time, certainly, as we approach the middle innings. And still on the mound for Notre Dame is Peyton Tidd. Looks at her wrist card, and ball's going to be grounded over to shortstop, and reaching with a base knock is the leadoff hitter, Kelsey Brown. And she chopped that one high. A diving stop over at short by Purcell, but unable to make the play due to the speed of Kelsey Brown. So the Hokies' leadoff hitter is able to reach, and that'll bring up Cameron Fagan. Now Hokies going 2-3-4 right now, so the meat of the order coming up. Here's the next offering off the plate. Fagan 1 for 1 on the day, had an infield single back in the first. Hokies, though, were unable to capitalize. Now she swings running, and the throw back over to first. Tag not in time as Brown was able to scoop back in, sliding into the first base bag.
Yeah. Well, Cameron Fagan being an infielder position from being a freshman from Dillon, Florida, she quite has a long way from here being in Blacksburg, Virginia.
Here's the 1-1, and she is going to tap it into right field, and it drops for a base hit. Really just kind of stroked that ball out there. It was dropped in the perfect place right in front of the right fielder. And that was Clark over there in right. So a base knock now. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here. Hokies really have a rally going early in the inning for the first time all day.
What an incredible hit by Cameron Fagan. She really got it out there. It wasn't that far hit that the outfield was able to take out. It was an incredible moonshot, and it was just between the infield and outfield on the right side.
Brings up Kana Davis. Swings and misses on a ball that was evidently tapped foul over to the screen.
Yeah.
And Cameron Fagan, by the way, had not played since the March 21st series against Pittsburgh. So she's actually making her first appearance in over a month, coming back from injury. Good to have her back in the lineup, though. Offering to Davis is high, ball one.
You know, Cameron Davis just recovering from that injury. To be able to fight through that just is a tremendous thing. Shows that the adversity that she had to get over to come back and play.
1-1 count, pitches tapped foul towards the backstop. And Davis, unfortunately, was not able to continue her 4-game hitting streak that she had coming into the day. Over that span, she was really hitting the baseball very well. 6 for 11 with 4 RBIs over that span. And she's worked her way back into the lineup pretty well, recovering from that offseason surgery. The 1-2 with nobody out. Here's the pitch, and it's grounded to third base. They will step on the bag for 1 over third. The relay to first. It's not in time. Davis able to beat it out, showing off what speed she has. Good play by Grimm, getting the force out at third. And it'll be first and second with 1 out this time for Meredith Law.
What persistence is that? To be able to come back from an ACL injury and get to first base. She's been doing that all day from the first game to now, and, been fighting through it.
So mark that down as a fielder's choice, 5 unassisted. First pitch strike to Slaw. They had to ground it out to the pitcher in the first inning. Slaw, the sophomore lefty out of Warsaw, Virginia, Rappahannock High School.
She played
Here's a ground ball right up the middle and through for a base hit. Coming around to score on the plate is Fagan. She will slide in safe without a throw. And the Hokies have a run for the first time in this game. It's an RBI single for Meredith Slaw.
What an incredible play by Cameron Fagan there to get that run, coming from second all the way to fourth. Just getting around, really pushing out. Maybe this momentum can really help, as it is 1-1 between this inning. It's inning by inning. It's not what the scoreboard is. It's what it is at the current inning.
And for Slaw on the season, that'll be RBI number 9 and hit number 4.
Meredith Slaw, just being only a freshman, back in 2020, she played 19 games and started 10, and she led the team with a 409 batting average on the season. She's just young, and it shows how young and youthful this team is and can build for the future. Just imagine when they're seniors and juniors.
Maya Luco going to come into courtesy run for Slaw. So 4-1 is the score in favor of the Fighting Irish. First and second, 1 out. And the runner at second is Kana Davis, and the runner at first now is Luco. Actually, I beg your pardon. Ludwig is the courtesy runner for Davis over at second. Swing and a miss on the first offering from Peyton Tidd to Morgan Overitis. Overitis had a fly out to center field. Back in the second. Now 5 hits already for Tech, but just one run. Trying to cut into this deficit. Next offering. Doesn't find the plate.
You know, Morgan Overitis is she's from Canton, Michigan, and she had a career batting average in 2020 as a sophomore, and she's appeared in 32 games in the Wolverines as a freshman, starting in 9 as a designated player.
The 1-1 misses high, and it's 2-1 as Overitis gets ahead in the count. The Tech could really use a big inning here because it feels like they just have not had any type of momentum in this contest. As Ted looks at her signals on her forearm, she delivers, and this one is going to be launched high and foul. Down the left field side, out of the Hokies bullpen. Overitis standing as a left-hander in the box against the righty, Peyton Tidd. Sets and delivers, and she'll tap one into the left center field gap. It's down for a base hit. They will hold the lead runner, Ludwig, at third base. Advancing to second is Luco, and the bases are loaded following the single from Morgan Overitis. And finally, the Hokies have something to go in here. Stepping up in the big spot, Mackenzie Lauder. Bases loaded, just one out.
You know, Morgan Overitis did an incredible job there hitting it out in midfield, just really hitting it in a spot where the outfield for Notre Dame could not get it, really putting the Hokies at a position as they're talking to themselves. Now they have a person at first, second, and third base, and that just puts the Hokies right back in this game if they can get 2 or 3 runs out of this inning. And it can be a high-scoring inning as it is only the fourth inning, and we're only halfway through this game.
Notre Dame pitching coach going to come out to have a little chat with her hurler, Peyton Tidd. Fighting Irish led by Deanna Gumpf in her 20th season at the helm of Notre Dame softball. Overall, 744 wins to only 333 losses. Has a very long-tenured staff as well. 2 associate head coaches, Chris Ganoff and Lizzie Ristano, that are both been at the school for over 16 seasons. Here's the first pitch. It's tapped foul. So bases loaded for the Hokies. Just one out here, bottom of the third. 4-1 the score in favor of Notre Dame. Again, Ludwig, the runner at third, Luco at second, and Overitis at first base.
You know, Mackenzie Lauder just, she's done an incredible job this.
Won the count. Infield playing in, very in. Here's a pitch, and it finds the zone, outer half. Strike 1 called. Strike 2, excuse me. So down in the hole 0-2 is the Hokie catcher. Again, after this, he got Bennett on deck and Bailey in the hole. Shouldn't get that far. Corner infielders playing really in for Notre Dame. Here's the 0-2. It's just off the plate. That was such a tough call. I think even the Tech fans are a little bit surprised at that. Just missed by a fraction of an inch, if that.
A very close call there.
Now Tidd looking at her signals. Gets the pitch in. The 1-2 on a check swing. Did Lauder hold up? Yes, she did. The pitch was high, and she was able to hold up there. They appeal to the first base umpire, John Hibbish. He says, yep, she did not go around. And Lauder lives to fight another pitch. Bases loaded, the 2-2 with one out here in the bottom of the third. Tidd delivers. It's a swing and a grounder off of Tidd's glove, and she misfires going to home plate. 1 run scores. Coming in for the second run. Safe is Luco. The Hokies score on the infield single and the throwing error from Tidd as she went to the catcher. That was Grimm. Wasn't able to field the ball. Waited till her right. Got to the backstop. And the Hokies convert on the error. They score 2 runs.
What an incredible showing as the catcher missed that from Notre Dame. It brings it to 3-4 as Virginia Tech is right back into this game. It shows what the incredible effort of not giving up and persistence of what you can do. And as Virginia Tech only has 1 out this inning, they can really take lead there as this offense is starting to heat up now.
So scoring on the play, Ludwig and Luco. It is a 4-3 contest. Hokies really have cut into this deficit here, matching the 3 runs Notre Dame had in the second. And with that, Kelsey Bennett is the hitter. Batting in the 7th spot. They will call that a single for Lauder, by the way. First pitch misses off the plate. Now the 1-0 to Bennett, 0 for 1 today. And she sees it in all the way. Again, it's away and low. 50 pitches now for Peyton Tidd. Only 31 strikes, so Tech making her work. Come on, Bennett. Now fires the 2-0, and it is skied into a very shallow center field, and the catch is made, falling down. The runner tagging from third, and she is safe. A heads-up base running play from Morgan Overitis. She comes in to score, and this game is tied.
What an incredible play by Morgan Overitis. Just because of the momentum, after Virginia Tech had 3 on base, they were able to hit it good, and then now it is tied between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Fighting Irish.
So something you don't see often, mark it down as a sacrifice fly to the shortstop. As making the catch was Purcell over there, but she was falling down in the act of doing so. And Overitis was able to come in to score. Really, I think the fact that the shortstop Purcell fell down there was really what enabled Overitis to score, because she bobbled the ball as she was going down, but she managed to regather it before it hit the ground. Yeah. But again, just not enough time. She had to get up and throw to home plate. It was not in time. 4-4 the score. We are all tied up here. 4 runs now in the bottom of the 3rd inning for Tech. Next pitch, it's swung on, a soft tapper to short. Purcell has it this time, fires out to first base for the 3rd and final out of the inning. But Tech does big-time damage. Their first big inning of this day. 4 runs in the bottom of the 3rd on 3 hits. And we are all tied up going into the top of the 4th. Don't go anywhere. An exciting finish, to be sure, on 3304 Sports. We begin the top of the 4th inning here at Tech Softball Park. Shelton Moss alongside my partner Chris Longino for 3304 Sports. A breakout inning for the Hokies in the bottom of the 3rd. They score 4 runs on 5 hits with 1 left on base, taking advantage of some Notre Dame miscues in the field of play and coming around to score 4. The game is all tied up at 4 apiece. Ivy Rosenberry back onto the mound. The first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Chelsea Purcell, in the 8th spot, is tapped foul for strike 1. Rosenberry really could use a quick turnaround inning here, get her team back in the dugout. The 0-1 doesn't catch the outer half of the plate.
You know, if Rosenberry has a good pitch this game, this inning, it could really change the momentum and change the outcome of this game. It just takes that one initiative or change between innings, as it's halfway through the game right now. So let's see about what can change about this inning.
Here's the 1-1, tapped on 1 hop to the shortstop Fagan. She fields it cleanly and fires over the slot at first base in time. And with that, Purcell is set down for the first out of the 4th inning.
Well, Chelsea Purcell just being taken out there, it just really shows those key defensive things that if they clean that up, it got them out, and that keeps Virginia Tech in this game, and that doesn't keep Notre Dame from being threatened to get those runs.
First offering is lined into right field. And a base knock for Cassidy Grimm, who reaches for the 2nd time today. Now with 2 hits, also had an RBI. That came back in the 2nd inning. So a player that really does not get a lot of playing time, but she has just mashed the ball in these first couple of games.
You know, maybe from that she can get some more playing time as she proceeds with Notre Dame.
So on first, it's Grimm, and back to the top of the Notre Dame order with Abby Sweet, the center fielder, 478 batting average on the year. That ranks among the top 15 nationally and best in the ACC by quite a substantial margin. First pitch misses inside. Hokie dugout was wondering where that pitch was. This one is tapped to the shortstop. Fagan makes a leaping throw over to first as her body was going one way. The throw was going the other. Not in time. Abby Sweet reaches with the infield knock. Now the 9th hit of the afternoon for Notre Dame.
You know, Cameron Fagan there making that incredible play. Despite it not getting somebody out, it was incredible effort, and it really shows the kind of athleticism these Virginia Tech Hokies have on this team. Incredible talent.
Well, by my count, that is now the 3rd infield hit so far for the Fighting Irish among their 9. And the first pitch, the bunt attempt from Emma Clark, she did go around, so that's going to be a strike on a pitch that was tailing towards the dirt.
Yeah.
Clark, the lefty, standing in the box 0 for 2 today. Notre Dame threatening to take the lead right back after Tech tied the contest. Here's the 0-1. Swung on tap to the second baseman, Overrated. She makes the tag for the runner going from first to second. Throw to first, not in time. They do get one out, though. So, Overrated will make a high IQ defensive play, and she will tag out the runner, Sweet, who would just single to shortstop. So that should go down as a fielder's choice for unassisted. And they'll bring up Katie Marino.
You know, Katie Marino has hit pretty well today. She's 29 RBIs and 5 home runs this season.
First pitch to Marino from Rosenberry. Misses upstairs. Marino, 312 hitter, 29 runs batted in on the year, 30 hits, 27 runs scored, 5 homers, and 12 walks. Next pitch is a strike, upper half of the zone. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball. Corralled by Fagan, and she flips with the glove, not in time to second base. She made a nice transition there. She couldn't get the ball out of her glove with her hand. Instead decided to flip with the glove to second, but Overrated not able to secure it in time. She had her foot on the bag when she got it initially, but she dropped the ball, was not able to secure it. Reaching base safely is the runner. That is Clark, and coming around to scoring the play is Grimm. This one's a ground ball past the diving Overrated into right field. Coming around third and scoring on the play, crashing into the catcher was Clark. Actually, Marina, rather, I think that was. And Notre Dame has another run. We've seen some interesting plays here the past couple of moments.
Yeah, a sequence that a lot of contact, tripping up the catcher there, and Notre Dame securing that run, now having 2, leading 6-4.
So Clark was able to score in that play on the base hit by Marino. No, actually, excuse me, the base hit by Gaskins. So Notre Dame really just hitting the ball to every portion of the yard. 2 consecutive singles now for the Irish. Another tapper foul in front of the plate. So that brings up Leah Hanks, the left fielder. 2 for 2 today with a run scored and an RBI. Hanks had singles back in the second and third, so she's actually batting for the 3rd consecutive inning. That's how well Notre Dame is hitting the ball right now. 6-4 the score. Hokies trail. Next pitch misses off the plate. Notre Dame with 11 hits now. Hokies have 7 to their name. It's been an offensive slugfest today, in stark contrast to the first game. Here's the next pitch. It's a grounder right to the glove of the first baseman. Slaw. She makes the grab and steps on the bag for out number 3. Mercifully, the inning comes to an end for the Hokies, but they give up 2 more runs on the RBI singles from Marino and Gaskins, and they go into this bottom of the 4th, leading by 2. We will get you back to Blacksburg in a moment here on 3304 Sports. Notre Dame 6, Virginia Tech 4. It has turned into a high-scoring affair here at Tech Softball Park in Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the Virginia Tech Hokies playing here at home. 6-4 the score in favor of Notre Dame, and Darby Trull will lead things off, batting in the 9th spot for Virginia Tech as we begin this bottom of the 4th inning. So far, the teams have combined for 10 runs and 18 hits. First pitch to Trull is going to be smacked towards the second baseman, Marino. She fields it cleanly on a couple hops and fires over to first base for out number 1. First pitch out. Much needed, certainly, for the Notre Dame pitcher, Peyton Tidd.
No.
And brings up Kelsey Brown back to the top of the Hokies order.
I mean, Kelsey Brooks actually doesn't live too far from me, from being from Haymarket, Virginia, about a 30-minute drive. So it's interesting seeing people close to you being to collegiate level.
This one's going to be smacked into the gap, and that'll get to the wall by Brown, and she will reach in with a double. She's going for third. She is going to slide in, and she's safe.
What an incredible play by Kelsey Brooks there. She did by Kelsey Brown there. She was able to get to third and just drive down the left side. And to go to all the way to third was risky, and she just did it, and Notre Dame wasn't doing anything about it, and she hit it down the line. Now we have a
1-out triple for Kelsey Brown, and for Brown, that'll be her 4th triple of the season. Now with the team lead, already with the team lead in that category. No one else has more than 1. So here's a pitch to Cameron Fagan, swings and misses on the first offering from Tidd. So really, Hokies priority number 1, get this runner in from third. Fagan with a prime opportunity to do that. 2 for 2 on the day. Had a single in the first and the third. The first inning single was an infield one. The 0-1. And it's ricocheted off the screen, foul.
Yeah. Thankfully it didn't go over and became another souvenir for the fans.
So the 0-2 count with Fagan in the hole. Ted delivers. It's a ball in the dirt. We're about to see the heart of the Hokies order coming up. 2, 3, 4. Fagan, Davis, and Slaw in that order. As Ted looks at the sheet on her forearm, gets the pitch, kicks and delivers. It is a tapper foul to the third base side. Diving effort from Grimm over there at the hot corner.
Kelsey Brown there getting prepared to go for 4th there. See what Cameron Fagan can do here.
Still a 1-2 count. And here is the pitch to Fagan. She reaches out, extends the bat, manages to foul it off. Putting up a pretty solid fight here. In case anyone was concerned, the record for triples in a game by a Tech softball player is 2, so Kelsey Brown has just logged 1. That record was accomplished by Courtney Brinkman back in 2002 against East Tennessee State, almost 2 years, making it the 19-year and 2 days, making a 19-year anniversary of that last occurrence. Fagan, as a lefty in the box, sees the 1-2 pitch from Tidd. She swings and pokes it into left field, down for a base hit in front of Hanks, who plays it on a hop. It's an RBI single for Cameron Fagan, and the Hokies starting to match that offensive prowess of Notre Dame here in the middle innings.
That RBI single by Cameron Fagan really pushed the Hokies to get into 6-5. It's a really close matchup where I was able to get Kelsey Brown and RBI there. It'll be her 16th of the season.
Brings up Canna Davis, the product of Harrisonburg, Virginia. 0 for 2, still looking for that first base knock. So now Fagan standing at first. First pitch strike right down the middle.
Let's see what Canada Davis can do here. Hopefully your knee holds up.
Well, 20 combined hits. We're not even done with 4 innings. That's got to be, I would think that's got to be a season high for a Tech game this year. I mean, this is not a team that obviously they can score, but they don't really give up a ton of hits very often.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1.
It's a very high-scoring game.
We'll have to foul out of play. He'll get beyond the seats.
Well, you want to go get that for yourself, Shelton?
No, I'm good chilling here. I think we can let the kids handle this one.
Understood.
Now, if one comes our way, you can bet I'm making that catch.
Oh, really?
Yep. Here's the 0-2, sails high. Again, I mentioned earlier, and then VMI game Tuesday, we had a ball come smack right in front of the window of our booth up in the press box, and I saw my life flash before my eyes. If that window was open, I honestly might have gotten taken out by that. It was hit that hard and that quick. I mean, I barely reacted to it. Here's the 1-2 to Davis. It's tapped right to the pitcher, but off her glove. Third baseman comes in to scoop it up. Grimm fires to first in time for the out. Head coach Pete DeMore, not a fan of the call over there at first base. And he is disputing that. It did appear that she was out, and Kenny Davis is retired now.
Well, Pete DeMore looks flustered by that call, not very happy with it, wanting a recall of that decision.
So that's the second time today we've seen a out recorded after a deflection by the pitcher. So mark that down as a 1-5-3 put out. So 2 outs now. The runner at second, Fagan. First pitch to Meredith Slaw. She launches it foul over the seats beyond the Hokies dugout.
Hopefully that didn't hit anyone to make their lives flash before themselves.
Hokies as a team hitting 9 for 19 with a walk as well. So really, wouldn't say Tid has fooled them at all. The 0-1, it's tapped towards the second baseman. That's Marino, and she has it going to her left with a first base in time for the final out. Hokies scratch across 1 run in the 4th inning, still trailing 6-5. We'll get you back in just a moment in this high-scoring affair here on 33-04 Sports. Notre Dame with a 1-run lead over Tech. Sarah Gins is the leadoff hitter as Notre Dame will go 6-7-8. We begin the top of the 5th here from Tech Softball Park, 6-5 in favor of the Fighting Irish. Ivy Rosenberry, the freshman on the mound for Tech, 64 pitches now, make it 65 as the first one is high for, actually no, beg your pardon, it's a high strike. So 65 pitches, 74 strikes for Rosenberry, 4 earned runs, 6 runs in total, 11 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. Notre Dame has put the ball in play pretty much the entirety of the game. Next pitch, swing and a miss on some high heat from Rosenberry.
Rosenberry, after the second inning there, started to pick it up and has been more productive as it's been.
Well, I actually want to correct myself. Actually, it's Mackenzie Osborne into the game for Tech. So a pitching change. Osborne now in. Another swing and a miss on a ball tailing down. That's a strikeout right off the bat for Osborne. She gets a K on her first batter.
Mackenzie Osborne doing an incredible job, already changing things up for the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Osborne, the righty freshman out of Richlands, Virginia. Richlands High School, 5'9". On the season, her numbers pretty solid. Yeah, 3.12 ERA, 1.16 WHIP.
Yeah.
Swing and miss on the first pitch.
Tall girl, 5'9", from Richland, Virginia. Went to Richland High School. Fort Lenneman, coached by Ronnie Davis at Richlands High School. Played for the Travels Oregon Hornets, and coached by Brandon Smith.
This one, a tapper, fielded by the shortstop Fagan, and throws over to first base for out number 2.
That was a good play there. Get him out already in the first.
So Osborne sets down the first two batters she faces. Again, on the year, talking about her numbers, Osborne 1-0 record, making her 9th appearance. 3.12 ERA in 24 2/3 innings pitched, holding opposing batters to a 2.47 average against. 10 strikeouts to 6 walks. As the first delivery to Chelsea Purcell misses off the plate, 1-0. This one going to be smacked hard. A liner over the head of the center fielder. That's Darby Troll. Plays it off the wall. And checking in with a double is Purcell. Her first hit of the contest and the 13th hit for Notre Dame as a team.
Purcell getting that double there really helps the Notre Dame Irish momentum into this inning, as it puts them in a good position to get a good run. As we have Cassie Graham hitting now, batting for the Irish.
Cassidy Graham 2 for 2 today. First pitch strike called. Graham had a RBI double back in the second and also reached on a single. That was to right field in the 4th inning. So far she has yet to be retired by this Hokie staff. Next one again off the plate. Lauder tried to frame it up, but couldn't get the call. A very uncharacteristic performance by this Tech pitching staff today. Here's the 1-1. Lined hard on one hop. Over to third base. Kelsey Bennett has it and astutely fires over to first base for the third and final out of the top of the 5th. So quickly go the Irish, save for that double by Purcell. It's a 6-5 ball game going in to the bottom of the 5th inning. Back in a moment here on 3304 Sports. The second baseman, Morgan Overitis, will get things going here for attacking the home half of the 5th inning. Hokies still trail by 1 run. They scratch across a run in the bottom of the 4th and 4 in the bottom of the 3rd. Really just trying to chip away at this lead. Notre Dame has led for the majority of the contest. First pitch is a ball off the plate to Overitis. And she was really a key cog in that 3rd inning rally. Got a single to left center. Made the bases loaded. This next pitch is in for a strike. And that allowed Lauder to reach on that fielder's choice throwing error by the pitcher. Scored 2. And the sac fly by Kelsey Bennett scored the 4th run. Tech was able to tie the game just for the time being. Hokies in their batting order going 5, 6, and 7. And with that, we'll have a little break as the pitcher Ted has to tie her shoe. And the umpire will make scribble some notes in his lineup. Corner infielders for the Irish playing in. Middle infielders pretty much at standard depth. Time called as the pitcher Ted was taking a while to look. Actually, I think that's no, beg your pardon, that's Morgan Ryan. So another pitching change for Notre Dame. Morgan Ryan into the contest wearing number 34. Here's a 1-1. And it's a high strike.
You know, it's interesting that they're changing up since such a close game. Maybe they're just trying to rest up for their main pitchers for the last few innings, so to see who wins this contest. Maybe we might see some different players come in later.
Here's a 1-2. It is tapped softly into left field and not able to make the catch. It bounced off her glove. That's going to be a fielding error for Hanks over there in left.
You know, missing that catch there for the Fighting Irish was not a good thing. You know, needing those key stops is good for the Fighting Irish.
So, not the way the Hokies drew it up, but they'll certainly take a base runner any way they can get it. Mark that down as an E7, second error of the day for Notre Dame.
You know, we see Lee Hanks there miss that catch, and it wasn't good.
First offering to Mackenzie Lauder is a ball. Lauder's 0 for 1 today, batting average down to 286. Affectionately referred to as Mac, Mackenzie Lauder. Next offering It's high and away.
It's incredible how many hits that have been on today with Notre Dame having 12 and then the Hokies having 8. Really shows that this is a really high-scoring game and high-stakes game, whereas the first game, there wasn't much hitting at all because of the different pitching rotations and talent.
Next delivery can't find the zone. Ryan unable to get it in there. Just a hair low.
Where did that plate go?
So Morgan Ryan, the righty, senior out of Greensburg, Pennsylvania, Hempfield Area Senior High School. She finds the zone this time. It's a 3-1 count. On the year, Ryan, a 1.96 ERA. Technically the best on the team, although she obviously has not pitched nearly as many innings as Tidd and Holloway, the 2 starters for Notre Dame. 25 innings. Here's a 3-1. It's going to be smacked off the shortstop. She fields it on a hop and in time. The throw to first beats Mackenzie Lauder. Spectacular play over there by Purcell. As the ball bounced off of what looked like her foot, she got it out of the air and threw it to first in time for the out.
It was a close call there. Unfortunately, it's out, and that was not safe. Umpire called that right away. Kelsey Bennett up for the bat for the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Bennett sac fly in the 3rd inning, struck out swinging in the 2nd.
Let's see if she can get a hit here.
The first pitch is a ball. Bennett out of Beaufort, Georgia, the sophomore, though technically an academic junior, as all the eligibility was delayed last year. Didn't count because of the COVID season. And she will line one back to the pitcher on the 1-0 pitch. And diving back to second base in time is Lauder.
What an incredible catch by Morgan Ryan. The pitcher was able to catch it right at her face that fast. That's incredible athleticism from her.
So 2 pitches, 1 out. A very fast-moving game here. And up to the dish now is Jamie Bailey. Bailey uncharacteristically batting in the 8 spot, and she will send a high chopper to second base. Actually, no, that was in the air, so she just lost a little blooper, and it's fielded easily by the second baseman, Marino. So the Hokies go down quietly in the bottom of the 5th, aside from the error by Hanks over there in left field as Overratus reached. Nothing doing for Tech offensively in that frame. Top of the 6th, we go here from Tech Softball Park. You are listening to 3304 Sports. Back to the top of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish order. 1, 2, 3 go the Irish as we start the top of the 6th inning. A very quick-moving game here. Second game of this doubleheader. Notre Dame won the first one 2-1. Now leads the second one 6-5. Hoping for a rare doubleheader sweep of the Hokies. Again, it's Mackenzie Osborne on the circle for Tech. First pitch, a ball to Abby Sweet, who was 2 for 3 today.
This pitch-up lineup makes things indifferent. May change the way the function of the game.
Here's a 1-0, and it's skied high to second baseman. Perched under the baseball is Morgan Overatis. She makes the easy grab for the first out.
This game is just so far more hitting. I just think losing the different starting pitchers from the first game changes the way the momentum is going between this game.
Now bring up Emma Clark. She will ground one right to the pitcher, and she throws over to first base. Mackenzie Brown gets her first putout of the afternoon, and quickly 2 outs on just 3 pitches.
It might be a quick inning. You never know. Virginia Tech playing more in, and they're playing terrific defense, getting 2 outs in the first 2 hits. As we see, Marino batting for Notre Dame.
I can barely keep up on my scorecard here. So that's for Marino now. She's recorded 5 outs on only 13 pitches. Very efficient work. First offering to Katie Marino, sails high. Osborne now in the season with a 2.77 ERA. Here's a 1-0. And it's in there, strike 1 on the outer half. And really, she's done a nice job, Osborne, of throwing strikes. Now 15 pitches, 11 have found the zone. Marino, by the way, 2 for 3 with a run batted in and a run scored. The 1-1. It's in there. Strike 2 called.
Yeah. She leaned in there too much and created a strike for herself. And, we see that.
I mentioned earlier, Clark out of Mater Dei High School in California, school that has produced many professional athletes, especially for baseball. Here's the 1-2. Launched a high pop-up on the infield. Calling it off is Kelsey Bennett, and she makes the grab for a very quick 1-2-3 inning for the Irish. Tech needs to score some runs quickly in these late innings as we head towards the bottom of the 6th from Tech Softball Park. Don't go anywhere here on 3304 Sports. Alexa Milius will pinch hit for the Hokies as we go to the bottom of the 6th. She's pinching in place of Darby Troll, the center fielder. And before the last break, we were talking about how Emma Clark was a product of Mater Dei High School. Obviously, Chris, a program that's produced lots of very talented college and professional caliber athletes.
Well, it's just like IMG Academy and Paul VI. It just produces athletes left and right, and it's crazy how they're just powerhouses within their programs for sports.
First pitch off the plate to Alexa Milius. And, that's kind of a theme here. That's just a school, Mater Dei, that produces lots of talented players, especially in baseball and certainly softball.
Definitely football, too.
Here's a 1-0. Lofted foul over the stands.
We just keep hearing those dingers come behind us. Thank God we're safe.
Well, Notre Dame this season was actually coming to the series. They had won 6 straight, but they are only 1-7 against ranked teams. Now, obviously, that's 2-7 now with the winning game 1 against Tech. But really a team that has a decent record, but they just have not been able to beat ranked teams. But this has been a change from that in this series. Also 7-10 on the road, so certainly much more comfortable at home. Here's the 1-1 to Milius, and it nearly hits her. She kind of leaned out of the way of that one on a pitch that was well inside. 2-1 now.
Well, if you've seen, they had a 4-game series against Florida State, and they were just brutally killed during that. 1-3, 8-6, 8-0, and then 5-0. Ooh,
this one smacked to the shortstop. She gets up, fires over to first on a hop, and a nice pick there from Gintz. The throw from Purcell, who has been absolutely fantastic over there at short.
Yeah. Macy Eck couldn't get to that, and it was just unfortunate, but she had a good effort. It was a good hit down the line, but Notre Dame just got the ball in the infield and passed right to first and got her out. So it just really shows what the differences between the teams are.
Well, I can't even count the number of times that Purcell has flashed the leather over there at short. First out of the inning, that'll bring up Kelsey Brown back to the top of the Hokies order. And really, this is the time of the game where you'd like to get some hits together because, this is the heart of the lineup.
We see Virginia Tech change up the lineup.
Able to hold back on the swing was Brown on the first offering. The pitch was outside.
Kelsey Brown was leaning in there trying to get a hit. But, maybe she'll go for a bunt next,
2 for 3 today is Brown. 15 RBIs on the season. She's going to bunt for a hit. It's fielded cleanly by the pitcher, Ryan, and over to first base in time. Nice idea by Brown, but she just wasn't able to get enough mustard on that bunt, and a good defensive play by Ryan.
Maybe she hit it more in the left field. She could have gotten that, but that bunt just didn't work out. Let's see if Cameron Fagan can make some momentum for the Virginia Tech Hokies here. It's already 2 outs in the 6th inning.
Well, really, since the 5th inning, Tech has just done nothing offensively. They kind of had that 4-run explosion in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, but since then, nothing doing.
They've been quiet since. They just that momentum change, and then we've seen Notre Dame kind of been consistent through the 2nd to the 4th inning, and they kept Virginia Tech to nothing now, and 2 outs, and it's about to be 2nd.
First pitch is a called strike from Ryan. The 0-1 off the plate. Would certainly be tough luck if Tech were to drop both games of this doubleheader by just 1 run. You feel like they've been kind of snake bit this season. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but they've been in lots of close games, and unfortunately, they just haven't gone the Hokies' way. Here's a 1-1 inside. Tech under Pete Moore all-time, 29-20 in 1-run games. So pretty solid numbers, especially considering how lucky those types of outcomes can be. How dependent on luck they are, I should say. 2-1 pitch off the plate. 3-1 to the hitter, Cameron Fagan. This season, Hokies just 1-2 in one-run games. 3-1 pitch to Fagan, and she's going to tap it softly back to the pitcher. Ryan throws to first in time. Another quick 1-2-3 inning for Tech. We are already upon the final frame here in Tech Softball Park. 7th inning, we go. Notre Dame with a 6-5 lead over the Hokies. Back in a moment here from Blacksburg. We go to the 7th inning here from Tech Softball Park. Notre Dame nursing a 6-5 lead over Virginia Tech as we begin the final inning here in Blacksburg. Still on the mound for the Hokies, it's Mackenzie Osborne in relief of the starter Ivy Rosenberry, who got roughed up just a little bit. The final line on Rosenberry, 4 innings pitched, 6 runs, although only 3 were earned, and 2 strikeouts, no walks. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Gaskins, and she gets ahead in the count. Really getting some bad luck. Tech so far has given up 8 runs in these 2 games, but only 3 of them have been earned. So really the defense has not done them any favors, but certainly credit Notre Dame for taking advantage of those miscues. Next pitch down and away. Gaskins 2 for 3 today. Got that average up to 337, the designated player today. Here's a 1-1. And skied high foul over our heads beyond the press box.
Well, it's insane how many balls just keep flying behind us. And, change of pitching has really made the hits go up. And as compared to the first game, the last hits have been really high this game, about 20.
Here's 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss on the off speed. And Osborne sets down Karina Gaskins for only the 2nd time today, out number 1.
It was a good strikeout there by Michelle Osborne. Good pitching so far this inning.
So here's the lefty, Leah Hanks. Made an error in the field back in the 5th inning, but thankfully for her, no harm done, as Notre Dame was able to get out of the jam. 2 for 3 on the day, a run scored, a run driven in. And look at this Notre Dame lineup. The first 5 hitters today, all batting no worse than 295, and Hanks, the player up right now, is that 295 average. So it's a super strong top of the order. And towards the bottom of the order, it gets a little bit weaker, but still a very good lineup overall.
Well, it's a strong starting 5. Really gets their batting in order. I mean, they've done well. I mean, besides ACC competition ranked teams, they're a pretty solid team.
1-0 pitch, a bunt attempt here from Hanks. And fielding it cleanly as Osborne, throw to first in time. 2 gone quickly here, top of the 7th.
You know, we see as it's starting to pick up and that the game is starting to get closer, it seems that the innings are getting slower. Mid-game is about very long, and then these last few innings have been very quick from what I've noticed.
They've been incredibly quick. I was just looking at the timer here. I mean, we've been doing this for about 90 minutes now. I feel like it was the 4th inning about, 20, 25 minutes ago, but these past few innings have just flown by.
Well, remember the first game I saw from the first score sheet started at 2:02 p.m. and ended at 4:15. So this game is going flying by like colors.
First pitch strike to the 6-hole hitter, Sarah Gintz, starting at first base, 214 hitter on the year. Notre Dame went 3 up, 3 down, top of the 6th. Next one sails high. Had a 4 up, 3 down in the 5th. So, again, you really can't fault the pitching too much these past couple innings. Tech just has not been able to muster an offensive rally here. Certainly have the opportunity to do it in the bottom of the inning.
Well, I mean, the last few innings, good defense has been played against each team, and it's just the amount of outs have been so quick. Really shows. Maybe it shows that Mackenzie Osborne in the next few years can be the starting pitcher for them. She's only a sophomore.
Indeed, you'd hope so. Because Kelly Richard's not going to be here forever.
Yeah. Can't depend on everyone. You always need somebody to replace the next person.
1-1 pitch is upstairs. Here's the 2-1 from Osborne. And it'll be grounded foul.
Yeah. But it seems like a lot of those hits, what I've noticed as the innings went on, they've barely increased towards the end of the game. And At one point, it's 11-7, but it's barely increased the last few innings.
Here's the 2-2 pitch with 2 outs from Osborne to Sarah Gintz. It's high, ball 3. This one's going to be tapped on the ground to the shortstop Fagan. She cannot make the throw. She was a bit off balance, and it takes Slaw off the bag, as she had to field it on a hop, prevent the ball from going into foul territory. So I'll be interested to see if they score that a hit or an error. We'll wait for the official ruling. But either way, Gintz has reached first base.
You know, despite that not even being able to get out, that was an incredible catch from behind. You know, it was an athletic move by there.
So 2 outs. The inning is extended for Morgan Ryan. Pitcher batting for herself, actually. Now, Ryan as a hitter, not too shabby. 16 appearances, 4 games started. She is 2 for 6. Obviously a limited sample size, but still hitting at a solid clip. First pitch was a ball. As Notre Dame head coach Deanna Gumpf will have a little chat with home plate umpire Jim Cooper. Notre Dame trying to win their 7th straight game, coming off a 4-game sweep of Virginia last week. So they're really playing some pretty good softball, and you'd say they're peaking at the right time as we sort of head into the latter stages of the season. Tournament still to come next month in late May, and then the NCAA tournament to follow that. Tech, meanwhile, has aspirations on hosting a regional. 1-0 pitch. It's upstairs and away. It's ball 2 as, again, Osborne falls behind. So far for Osborne, 30 pitches, 20 for strikes. Giving up 2 hits and almost 3 innings of work. 2 strikeouts, no walks, most importantly. Here's a grounder to Fagan. She bobbles it over at short, can't make the play. That's going to be the 3rd error of the day for Tech.
You know, it's just consistently throughout the first and second game, it's just those small little things that Virginia Tech is doing that it's causing them to lose those little small possessions by not picking up the ball or missing key drops in the outfield or infield, and it's costing them pretty bad.
So, by the way, the previous play by Gintz was ruled a throwing error on Fagan, and this one, obviously, as well. So, 2 consecutive errors for Cameron Fagan. We'll see if the Irish can take advantage. Here's a grounder to Bennett. She has it, and she'll step on the third base bag for the force out in time. 1 pitch, 1 out, and the Hokies avoid the damage. They'll go into the bottom of the 7th, needing 1 run to extend this contest and 2 to win. Don't go anywhere. We'll back for what may be the conclusion of this one here on 3304 Sports. Welcome back to Blacksburg here as we start the bottom of the 7th inning. Hokies with their last hopes in this frame. 3-4-5, Kana Davis, Meredith Slaw, and Morgan Overitis. Their hopes to tie this game. They trail 6-5. One to tie this game, send it into extras, or 2 to win. So Davis steps up to lead it off, 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch. It is a ball just off the plate.
You know, this is the make it or break it for Virginia Tech. If they want to win this game, they better make this inning work. You know, it's the last inning of the game, and if it isn't, Notre Dame goes home with 2 victories against the Virginia Tech, and their 7th streak victory over series is all gone.
Here's a 1-0, smacked foul, ricochets off the screen. Hokies with 8 hits. Notre Dame has 12. One of the biggest differences in this contest. Hokies have made 3 errors, Notre Dame with 2. But they lead where it matters most, 6-5. And Davis will get a piece of that baseball and send it foul again off the net. Still 0-2. 1-2, rather. In her career, Kana Davis, a .267 hitter. 52 hits, 19 ribbies, and 6 home runs. Here's a 1-2. It is just a hair off the plate. Notre Dame really wanted that one. They thought that was a strike, and I got to be honest, I can understand their complaint as the catcher, Shelby Grimm, has a little bit of a conversation with the umpire. Davis looking for a first base knock of the day. Here's the 2-2. It's swung on and tapped softly to second base, ranging over to her left, and making the catch is the second baseman for the Irish, Marino, and one down here, bottom of the seventh.
You know, Katie Marino, that was a good out on her, you know, getting out in the outfield and getting out 2 more outs, and then Notre Dame has it, or Virginia Tech needs to really pick it up, as batting right now is Meredith Shaw. You know, she had a good hit earlier this game. You know, we'll see how she does.
Slaw back in the third inning, had an RBI single. Otherwise, 2 groundouts. First pitch, down and away. Really, if you could get it to Mackenzie Lauder, that'd be big because she has 2 RBIs today and a walk. Here's a 1-0. Taken for a strike called at her half.
1 strike, 1 ball.
Notre Dame fans here at Tech Softball Park making their presence known, stomping their feet on the bleachers, clapping their hands together. Pretty solid contingent from South Bend, Indiana.
It's a big, long drive.
Here's a 1-1. Grounded, foul down the line, and it'll trickle into foul territory. That was down the right field side. Probably about a few feet from being fair.
Second strike there for the Notre Dame.
Slaw is 1 for 3. And as I said, run driven in. That's back in the third. Hokies trailing by the slimmest of margins. Here's the 1-2. And Slaw manages to get a piece of it. Fouls it to the screen. Morgan Ryan so far. 2 1/3 innings pitched for the Irish. No hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. So really everything in the field of play, just getting it to fall to the right spots. I wouldn't say she's fooled the Hokies hitters, but she's hit them where the fielders are. Here's a grounder on 1 hop. Taking the ball in her hands is Sarah Gins, and she steps on the bag for out number 2. So the Hokies are down to their final out, and their hopes rest in the bat of Morgan Overitis.
Morgan Overitis has to make the difference here, or the game is over for the Virginia Tech Hokies. Let's see how it goes.
In what has been a very fast-moving contest, we may be reaching the conclusion of it. Overitis on the day, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Flew out to center field back in the second. Had a single back in the third, and the first pitch is a called strike.
Already ghost game.
Reached on that fielding error, did Overitis in the fifth, over and left. Now down in the count, 0-1. Just needs to find a way to get on base, extend the inning. Here's the pitch from Ryan, and she lost it foul. Hokies now down to their final strike.
Yeah.
Overitis standing as a lefty in the box. Pitcher Ryan gets the call. She delivers the 1-2. It is just low. Ball 2 taken. That's a tough take. Count is 1-2. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Notre Dame leads 6-5. Man's making some noise. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Ryan. It's going to be tapped softly down the left field side, and it'll fall harmlessly into the Hokies bullpen.
You know, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now, and 2 outs left, and, you know, it just has to be with Morgan Overitis. That decision, she has to do something here.
Well, what a statement it would be if Notre Dame is able to come in and sweep the first 2 games of this series.
Well, there's a game tomorrow at 9 a.m., so you never know the difference.
Here's the 1-2 from Ryan, and it hits
Ooh.
her. It hits Overitis. The Hokies will live to fight another batter, but I think the concern right now is you just want to know if Overitis is okay. That really plunked her on that right forearm.
You know, that
And
looks incredibly painful.
Yeah, she'll make that slow trot over to first base. Just hope for her well-being.
You know, if that helps them win, you know, that would be an incredible feat, taking one for the team. But it seems like Virginia Tech Hokies, they've been hurt all day, taking balls to their legs, taking balls in arms and wrists and everything. Hopefully she's okay. She can ice that up and she can be prepared for the next inning or next.
Well, they were able to get the inning to Mackenzie Lauder, who does have 2 home runs on the season, slugging a pretty solid 500, 451 on base percentage. Those were the numbers coming in for the Hokies catcher. So the Notre Dame infield is playing in. Middle infield playing at regular depth. Outfield in the no doubles defense. Here's a pitch just off the plate. Should also note the courtesy runner for Tech, Emma Ritter, will come in to run in place of Overitis. Ritter, the freshman of Perryville, Maryland, John Carroll High School. Ryan has a sign, delivers. It's a strike called.
It was a close call there. Could have been close to a ball.
Really just got the inside half of that zone. Ryan has done a nice job of painting the corners. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Ryan, just off the plate.
It's a ball there. She can get 2 more. She can get a first home, and they can have a first and second. Maybe they can make it 7-5 here.
Well, Ryan on the season, only 5 walks in 27 2/3 innings, so her command is pretty solid. Compare that to 18 strikeouts. The 2-1 from Ryan, it's going to be lofted right over our heads and out of play as it clings off some metal behind us.
You know, we've been getting foul balls all day from both games.
Here's the 2-2 from Ryan. Swung on and smacked down the left field line. Foul. And should note, Emma Ritter was running on the pitch. Of course, any 90 feet would be so crucial here.
It's a crucial play here, the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Ryan delivers the 2-2. It's a strike 3 called, and that's going to do it for today's ball game.
Notre Dame wins it 6-5. It was an incredible game, but Notre Dame held out, and that momentum and those key defensive things from the second game really cost them it, and that's what really changed today. Notre Dame was able to have good pitching and consistent play from their hitters.
6-5, your final score. Notre Dame comes in and sweeps this Virginia Tech team in 2 games in this doubleheader. A humbling experience, certainly, for the Hokies. Final stats for today. The winning pitcher is Peyton Tidd, who goes 4 innings, 5 runs, 4 earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, allowed 8 hits, but she was able to get the job done. Got the run support she needed. Ivy Rosenberry takes a loss for the Hokies, 4 innings pitched, 11 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 runs in total, 2 strikeouts, and no walks. Notre Dame highlighted by several performances at the top of the order. 2-for-4 day for Abby Sweet, and a 2-for-4 day also for Katie Marino, who had an RBI to go along with it. Karina Gaskins and Lee Hanks also checking in with some runs batted in. And for the Hokies, they were led offensively by Cameron Fagan. Win 3-for-4 with a ribby, along with Mackenzie Lauder 0-for-3, but she did drive in 2 runs as well. So again, the final score, 6-5, Notre Dame wins it. Irish with 12 hits and 2 errors. Hokies with 8 hits and 3 errors. And Chris, like you said, you know, looking at this game, it was just the pitching staff. We know that Tech can pitch well, but their hitting is kind of what's carried this team for the most part of the season. But Alexis Holloway in that first game just set down this Tech lineup completely.
Yeah. It was just that interesting dynamic between 2 different teams is that Virginia Tech's pitching was inconsistent the first game and didn't pick up till late into the mid-second inning, and then it just kind of slowed down from there, and then the last few innings in the second game slowed everything down. It was Notre Dame's consistency, and from Alex Holloway, from her RBI in the first game and her consistent pitching and the pitching from the second game for Notre Dame that really won them the game. I think it was the consistency from Notre Dame that overmatched Virginia Tech. Even though Virginia Tech on paper is the better team, it was Notre Dame's consistency that won them the game.
Well, Hokies next in action tomorrow at 9 a.m. That's Saturday, as they'll play in Game 3 of this series and the Game 4 on Sunday at noon. So with the win, Notre Dame improves to 24-12 overall, 15-10 in the ACC. Tech, with the loss, falls to 28-9 and 19-9 in conference play. So, for my broadcast partner Chris Longino, I am Shelton Moss. Once again, the final score: Notre Dame 6, Virginia Tech 5. They take both games of this 2-game Friday doubleheader. That's going to do it for us here for 3304 Sports. Signing off one final time from Blacksburg.